Back tonight with another one. I am so glad to see y'all. So I'm gonna cut to the point tonight. If you remember last time, I was talking about this time. I started a home business last week. So this time, what I want to do is show the entrepreneur like background look. So this is just me in real life, and I just want to demonstrate that through The Sims 4. And one thing I've understood as an entrepreneur, a lot of times we don't understand wellness, we don't understand true self-care. So I want to kind of demonstrate that through The Sims play and kind of show you what that looks like. And before she fully starts working at the home business, kind of just working on other areas, the training, the development, and all of that. Because a lot of times we just go into it, we don't really know. So it's just doing like the build up and everything. So that's what I want to show y'all today. Just give me a minute. I just want to make sure everything is good. Working on other areas. Yes. So I just want to make sure everything is Gucci. Now we good. All right. Without further ado, baby, let's go. Oh, let me move the screen. I like. Can you? Nah, the screen. The screen is good right there. So it's lit. It's Gucci. I think it's good. All right, babes. Let's go. Let me turn that on. Alright, so right now she's talking to her neighbor, but we about to cut this conversation short. But one thing I did want to show is even this looks like self-care, because a lot of times, we neglect socialization. Because like we're like, oh nah, we too busy, da da da. But we need to understand socialization. We can't just be locked up in everything. So I like how my thing just skipped. That's something that I have been learning. Truthfully, that's something I have been learning, because one thing God had to show me that I was really just pow. Because I don't know, like if you're an entrepreneur or not, but if you understand, you understand. Like if you do it, like you get it. Sometimes you be so pressed to, I gotta get it, I gotta hit the mark, I gotta get to the next place, where it's like you will overwork. Now, granted, as an entrepreneur, entrepreneurship is completely different than a 9 to 5. Because you're the owner, you're the CEO, you're the one that gotta make it happen. You're the one that gotta actually put in the work. It's not, I clocked in, did my 9 to 5, that's it. Sometimes you gotta stay over, and sometimes you got a deadline that you gotta hit, and sometimes that becomes like college work. Anytime somebody knows like you have a deadline to hit, right? If you went to college, I didn't. I went to trade school. I just cosmetology school and like healthcare. But one thing I understand is a deadline. Sometimes you had to test, a quiz, whatever, something that you had to put in. Put in at a certain time. You couldn't say, "Oh no, I'm sorry, I can't get this project done." You had to know the deadline is this, so you did it. You did your best to do so. You did your best to do so. So that's what I'm peeping. Like, that's what I'm peeping. It's like still understanding balance and all of that. It's like you have your set times. Like I have a home bakery, so I have a set time that I do the home bakery, but I also have a time that I do other things in my business. So it's not just home baking. I'm an entrepreneur, and also I do content creation. I'm the one that's doing emails. I'm the one that's doing blogs, podcasting, lives, stuff like that. I'm the one that's doing the baking, the cooking, and still making sure to develop yourself. And I think a lot of time we just don't think that. So just quick update. As I spoken before, I was on a 3-day fruit fast. So she's still gonna carry that on. This will be her last day. So that's her last day too, because I told you I'm trying to go back into fully intermittent fasting. So she's going through that. So let's check out the needs real quick. All right. So before, I'm thinking next week we'll do the business. I was thinking this week, but no. I'm going to do the development. But what I want to do is bake. And I want to bake and open up a table for her to be able to, since she live in the city, for her to be able to sell as a vendor, because that's why I've done it. And this is what entrepreneurship look like. Sometimes it's doing the odd jobs so you can make a quick buck, because I have a budget that I kind of want to, because I don't really know the prices yet. And I'm thinking a budget of 2,000, no more than like 23, because I really don't want to go half of her money. I don't want to go half, and so the money, gotta understand, putting a budget aside. She still got bills. Still got that, and that. So I want to put the budget in where this is getting done. I'm going to write a note, and so I keep up to this. I'm going to write the note, and I'm actually going to show y'all. I wish I could have showed you on the screen, but I can't. But I'm going to write it, and she's going to stick to 23,000 setup. Set up for business, because you guys think she has meals to cook, this, that, and the third. Her goal is to make at least $300 doing vending. That's what it's gonna be like. So let me just show y'all really quick. I'm so serious. I'm so serious. Like it's like we don't think about, these things. Like we don't necessarily usually like think about these things. I hope y'all can see that good. Hold up, I'll make sure y'all can see that good. So I just set a budget for The Sims 4. You know what I'm saying? This is real. We don't think about that. A lot of times we just be like, yo, I gotta do this. And I'll be real with you, that's what I did. Starting off a business, I was just like, oh, I gotta get this, and I had no budget aside. I was just like, oh yeah, I just gotta get this. And what I'm learning is to still put a budget, also understanding what needs to be done. Like there's sometimes where there's some things it's like, oh snap, this I need. Like for me, for instance, like doing a home bakery, there's times where I might run out of product, right? So like or I'm about to be close for that, or somebody maybe had put in a bigger order. I'm like, oh wow, now I gotta really quickly, I wasn't planning on getting this right now, but I'm gonna have to quickly do that, re-up on that. So there's areas like that, but still understanding how to fit everything in. What's this? I don't believe in audit. I don't believe in all of that. See, that's not it. So, alright. So, we're going to look really quick on what she actually does. Right? What I didn't do. Alright. Of course not. So, who wanna sell it? What I didn't do is change it. So, I'm thinking, what icon? Maybe this. with the hearts. I'm a pink girly. If you ever go on my website, it's all pink, pink, pink. Mm, maybe this. It's like, yeah, this is more cute. That's more cute. So, remember, she bakes, cook, record video, work out, try on outfits. So, these are some things that's going to be done. So, what we're going to do is her skill set for baking and cooking. That's what we're going to look at. So, it's like, I think that's another thing. It's like a lot of times we don't, like you don't look at research, bro. No. A lot of times we don't look at the background, like the training, how the studying look like, how all of that comes together, the really developing themselves. Sometimes the development is like it's the most that you can do, but sometimes we try to over develop, if you understand, before you even step out. If that makes sense too. Sometimes it's like, oh, no, I wanna do this, I wanna do that, and it's like, okay, that's cool and all, but let's get to this. Like, really, let's get to it. So what I'm gonna do is her bacon 101. So already, should I? There's nothing better like doing it, but also understanding you still need to learn, right? You still need to learn. So what she's going to come on. I'm thinking, what do I want her to? Alright, I'm thinking cooking first, or actually baking. I do like charisma because it's like you also have to understand how to speak to others and all of that. Alright, so that's what she's going to do. She's going to read. She is going to read. I could have just did it like this in the first place, but of course I didn't. Why? I don't know. That is so bad. That is so bad. You know what gets crazy? I told you it's been a little minute, so sometimes I'm a little rusty in certain areas, like with the game. Just let me rock. Let me rock just a little bit. Girl, who told you I want the journal in there? So aggy. And I'm thinking, okay. I'm thinking like I want to actually make this room into something else. Maybe this is a business room in there. I didn't think about that ahead of time. So I'm like thinking that that's exactly what I want to do. Just kind of like I have that room where I can, of course, most of the time she be in kitchen and stuff like that. But for guests now, when they come, we like a seating area, that type of thing. That's what I'm thinking. That would kind of. Who told her to put the book back? Ma'am, who told you that was okay? Now, this is how I'm going to do it. Look at her hunger, look at her energy, right? I'm going to show real life when we try to stretch ourselves past our limit because we want to get to somewhere. She's going to spend the whole time, because this is like, I want to show you how it really gets. A lot of times we stretch, and I want to show you how she's going to look, how she's going to show up, how she's going to be depleted and whatnot, and how her wellness is going to take a turn. Because we don't think about this as entrepreneurs, or like we do, but you so goal driven that it's like you're not self taken care of. So that's what I'm going to do. And then she's even going to cook a whole meal. So we're gonna stick to certain things that's cheaper. So she already spent $75. So like I told you, I'm putting down a budget for her. This is real. So this is what I'm gonna do. She already put $75 towards a baking book, right? So then now she's gonna spend money to also shop to bake and stuff, so she can get a table and set up. So of course she's at skill level 1, but after this I'm gonna let her actually finish out this skill, and then after that what I'm gonna do is have her cook instead. Let her finish out that whole skill and then let her cook. So of course we love something cheap, something easy, like appetizers. Those sell good. I didn't even think about like what kind of food I necessarily wanted to sell. Seriously. Like seriously. Didn't I buy so? Girl, didn't I buy so? Anyway, I'm thinking, look, she ain't got the stuff for it. She don't have the flour or the veggie. She don't got all the good stuff. I love when they have fresh things, but we not on house lot, so we gotta do this some way. That's what she gonna do. Rice cake and veggie dumplings. What are you talking about? I gotta check that again. Alright. So she gonna deplete. She gonna be hungry. Cause a lot of times you're like, oh, I don't know about you, but when I'm like in the go, it's like you don't even peep like you're hungry until you start feeling like, oh, like now I feel weak. Like I need to eat. Ma'am, who told you to put down the book though? What? Ma'am, you was just finished. You was basically finished with that. What's on your biscuit? You ever hate that? Like, when they just put down tasks? Up. Look at that. Somebody calling back. What we do when we in the zone, we can't. Sorry, I can't. I can't right now. I can't. And it's like, even that, a lot of times the social life hit. But I'm learning to be intentional. Be intentional about like showing up, being there for people, caring for your relationships and whatnot. Being there. Like, I'm learning to be very intentional about all of that. No, I get it. Ma'am. Alright. Moment. You see how that was crazy. That's nice and all. But that's not what I'm looking at. Thank you very much. She gonna sell it. I need me a stove. Alright. Oh, should I? You know what? Since she still... Oops. Since she already got that, I'm thinking what I'm going to do is... What I'm going to do is just go... I was like, should I just... You know when you think you like, should you have just kind of... Yeah, keep it and then put the stove. I didn't realize like I still had the stove. I did not peep it at all. So what I'm trying to think of is a better spot for this. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, that's just how it's gonna work out. Yes, ma'am. So that's 150. Look at that. So remember, I'm putting this on everything. So here's the budget. So I had a $2,300 business budget set for her. She's already going down. This is what it looked like, but now setting a plan in place so she could make that money, doing odd jobs and stuff like that, but not actually doing something outside of her business to make that money if she doesn't have to. Because personally, I didn't do that with my business. Personally, we're gonna go Asian. So that's $16. What I actually did with my businesses more did vendor events and stuff like that. But listen, baby, it didn't always go as planned. It didn't. It got me tight probably more times than I want to admit. I have learned now how to... The only thing that I really loved about it is meeting others. I think a lot of times we take networking lightly. We don't really think much of that. Putting down all the prices. We don't think much of that. Like, what that actually looks like, what that requires of us. Look at that. Normal. Yeah, we kind of take that lightly. So I'm like looking at that from a different lens. I'm looking at that from a different lens. And like I'm gonna like notice she's getting hungry now, mind you. She's on the fast. Now I told you I was on. No, you're not eating, baby girl. That's not what you're doing. Put the plate back, cause that's not what you're doing. I know you thought she was getting you some food, but that's not what's happening. You're going to sell everything. She ain't gonna eat none of that. None of that. And then she gonna finish that book right after. Look at that. The mood dropped fine. Because it's like, this is what it look like when you start to neglect yourself through the process. You start to neglect how you feel, how your body is feeling. And like I said, I do understand, because there's times where if I have like a project or something, many times when I'm doing vendor events, I didn't eat. Because I'm up all night baking, I'm on lives, I'm trying to make content. Many times, I'll be real with you, I didn't get to eat. And after doing all of that, and the stove, the cleaning, the cooking, and all of that, and the baking, I mean, To be real, I don't want to see the stove. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. So many times then I end up going into my pocket to buy me a plate. Because a lot of times you're also tired. Ooh, look at that. Lit. So lit. Family recipe potential. What that looking like? Okay. Yeah. Ooh. So cute. So I was speaking about this earlier in a video that I had put up. I put up a short video, and I was saying how I'm in the process in the season right now of being a homemaker and being a wife. Like God is putting me through that preparation process because that's something I desire. So I'm learning how to make things from scratch and whatnot. I don't know why she thought. Oh, I was like, she thought she was gonna stop. But also that doesn't mean a halt or stop for my entrepreneurial journey. And I think many times a lot we just kind of put that down, be like, okay, we're not trying to do that. That doesn't look like it can happen. All right, now she can put that down. She reached her goal. Okay, she not sleeping. Like all of that can happen, and I don't know. It's like sometimes I just don't. I don't think we think all of that. I don't think we make sure of that. Like to actually look at something through like a different picture, like a different lens. It kind of seemed out of reach. She going jogging. No, actually, no. Let me not hurt her like that. This her first little startup working out. So I'm thinking, should she go to the gym? Maybe get a warm up? Nope. Working out. Work out dancing. A little jazz. So this is like, I'm learning self-care. It's not always how we make it out to seem. A lot of times it's like goo goo gaga. Self-care is all. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I said, I used to be a person that watched a lot of reality TV, and social media became, reality content for a lot of us. But the reality content ain't looking like reality. It's not looking like it. Many times you look at it and you're like, what am I actually watching? You're just seeing the flaunting, especially in my lens, in my scope is boss lady entrepreneurship. You just see either the flaunting or the high life. Everything looks like high life, high aesthetics and whatnot. And to be real with you, for many people that's not like that. And it's okay to set up goals and everything. And it's okay to want that desire, that show out if you have it, right? But I also kind of concerned about how we looking at things. Like, are we so getting to this point where it's kind of like, I just need to compare and not envy, and if my life don't look like that, it don't mean that. You know what I mean? It's like feeling like that's how your life gotta look too. That's how it's gonna be, and that's how it have to be, and whatnot. And I feel like that's just not the case. No, baby girl, you're not eating. I feel like that's not the case, but I feel like a lot of times we don't even think like that. Put down the plate. Yeah, I feel like a lot of times they don't look like that. No sleeping. How many times do we deny ourselves sleep, self-care? So, one thing I'm noticing is kind of Like learning to chill, learning to breathe. Where's she going? Aw, see? Look what she did on her own. The reacting to snow. Look at that. But look how quick something small just changed. It changed the atmosphere, it changed the mood. So sometimes I want to learn how to take in the small bits and allow that to change how I feel. Learn the small things can matter too, and the small things is still good. So I hope y'all kind of like learn something from this. I know this is a short video, but I'm hoping like you kind of see something from this and get the picture and see even the small matters matter, and to enjoy the little things. So that is it for now. We'll come back next week Sunday. I'm gonna do another live, and that time we're gonna actually show how the self-care look and the selling of the business. Well, the selling products of the business. So that's it, ladies. If you like, subscribe, hit the like, comment below, share, and then also check out the website. I got Boss Lady merch. If you're in New York, I have an event coming up for Valentine's Day. I have so many things in store. Subscribe to the email list because I'm on a reset journey, but I want you to press reset with me. Because there may be areas in your life that you feel like, hey, it's not working, but you feel stuck. And I want you to feel unstuck. I want clarity. I want freedom. But I want us to take this process, this journey together. I want community. So if that's something that you like, and that's something that you're digging, and it sounds like something you're feeling, by all means, join the journey. I love y'all, ladies. Toodles.